Hey, YouTube. I'm here for corrections and calling it as I see it. All right. And basically, this is the reluctant Nabi back again, reminding people that from the very beginning, you know, from the very beginning, I've been calling out stuff as I see it and speaking to corrections and even our failings ourselves as black men. And remember the Omar Johnson story. Now, unlike everybody else, I think that his situation should not have taken away from his message. And as you hear in what I said previously, that I thought that it was going to do damage because of what he claimed to be, that what he claimed to be was different from what he got caught up in, right? And he got caught up in dealing with a bad woman that went into him seeking only fame. And this is Deion Sanders' old wife, right? Not that she's old, but his ex-wife. And she was after his money. And the reason why I put her here, because as you remember the story, Deion Sanders sued her for slander and libel, right? She lost. She was in court trying to get all his money, and she ends up owing money at the end of it, right? But she tried to go back to court to have the divorce settlement readjusted so that she can get money from him, as she had run out of money and was living with her mother and her sister or aunt. But it was 3 females in the house, right? And this is up in Dallas. So she squandered all the money. She lied on the black man because it's easy to do in the media, but she lied on the wrong one that had enough money to sue her behind. And now she ended up with nothing. She don't have the children. The children are with him. All right. And so she's paying for all that evil. See, now, the women that are in these stories, they are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They are beautiful, but just because something is beautiful don't mean it's good. All right. So, allow me to remind you of the story. And this was before I start giving my greetings, so let me give it now. Oi to the bay. Vases los. Bonjour mes amis. Kedu bawani. Konnichiwa. Nihao. Nihama. Sani bonani. And Jamba habari gani. Alright. So, here we go. Let me take you back. Hey, what's up, people? This is the Reluctant Nabi. I am coming to you today to bring you my commentary on somebody in the conscious community, a pro-black advocate, but one that fell into the same trap as many others in today's time and dispensation. Now, my man, Dr. Omar Johnson, has gotten caught up, or maybe possibly taken down by a black woman. Now, people might say, no, he got taken down by a stripper, this, that, and the other. But I'm just saying it's a black woman. For one, I follow this guy's commentary, and some of the stuff that he put out, a lot of the stuff he put out is factual, is relevant, and it's things that people need to be saying. However, he set himself and the black woman high on a pedestal and decided to worship a black woman as God. And in my belief, when you try to put anything before the Almighty, let's say poetic justice is soon on its way. Now, I'm not even going to preface it with not all. I realize that there are some good black women out there, but they are so few and far in between the mentality of these destructive black women that even they're going to get tainted with the evil that these women bring, because you have to look out for all of them now, because you don't know who's good or who's bad. All right, I mean, even in this picture there's something evil looking about this woman. All right, now having said that, the reason why her being a stripper is not a factor to me is many powerful men, white men, especially white men, have been talking to strippers and dealing with them for the longest. The best they did was got moved out of political office is because they portrayed themselves as above the strippers. And even then, their strippers, when they outed them, it was because it was an act of Congress that brought those strippers before them to see their books and forced them to tell with the threat of perjury and jail. Alright, so before a white woman trashes her man, she has to be brought before the courts or Congress. Alright, it takes an act of Congress. Not even courts. It literally takes an act of Congress before a white woman will decide to take down her man. Before a black woman decides to take out any black man, it don't take no act. They'll do it for nothing. And this is the case in point in this story. Black women used to stand by black men through everything. I remember looking at the movie Ray. That man wasn't going to leave his wife, but his wife knew that he was getting some roads trim. We know that Dr. Martin Luther King had his thing, but these women thought that the movement was bigger than what he was getting. So the white people might have wanted to out him, but the women, within the movement, kept a lid on it. Even his wife, Coretta Scott knew something about it. All right, these strong women looked at something bigger than destroying their leader. They actually had love for the black man. They had love for what the black man was trying to do. They had love for the black man in the home. Alright, these women today, they see black men as a tool to possess, as a tool to destroy, not realizing they're destroying their own protector. Because once you women are successful, once black women are successful in getting rid of the black men, that'll leave them and anything they have wide open to destruction by the white men who want all of us destroyed. It's because we make his idea imperfect by merely existing. White men want the world for whites only. And again, I don't have to preface that by saying all either, because there have been some stalwarts that have been down for black causes, but at the end of the day, they can't be down for anybody where the other half is actively seeking to destroy them. And these women are trying to destroy anybody that come up with any ideas that move the
consciousness of the black community forward as a whole. Now, this is the other thing I noticed. Black women are only for black women. Period. I've not seen, even in when black women are looking for rights, it is only as far as black women and black women only. When I look at black men talking about things, they are talking about things in reference to black people as a whole, meaning black men, women, boys, and girls. So we have another man about to go down because of a black woman. Now, for all you that see that this is a stripper, ironically, the conscious stripper, you must understand that there's a lot of strippers in the white community doing a lot of things, and they do not out their men. Corinne Steffen, Superhead, alright, wrote a book to out people. Even the madam that was brought before Congress did not write a book about all the congressional men that she slept with. Period. I think the closest they got to somebody wanting to do that was Monica Lewinsky over Clinton. And the reason why they, to Dr. Umar, the reason why they could not touch Clinton is because Clinton was a hoe when he went in. But he was a good president. So they knew he was hitting the skins of a bunch of women. His wife knew. But he was a good president. The Republicans that went after Clinton, each Speaker of the House, the next in command, and I think that everybody, the Republicans that attacked Clinton, at least four of them, had to resign because skeletons came up in their closet. The difference between Clinton and the Republicans, and Dr. Omar, take this to heart, the difference between Clinton and the Republicans is this: that Clinton went in saying, I am a Democrat that liked to screw. The Republicans went in saying that I only have one wife and I've been loyal to that wife all my years, which is a thing that no man should ever say. I mean, you can imply it, but just don't say that out loud. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to prove you wrong, and then you're going to be resigning something. That's what happened to the Republicans. Clinton, he was like, hey, I am who I am. Right? Get me on something other than sex. Alright? Dr. Omar, your problem was you elevated the black woman to godship. And I'm going to tell you, I believe in the Almighty, and I believe he don't play. And he used what you chose to worship to destroy you. And destroy any part of the movement that you had anything to do with. So, for all you conscious brothers that think that the black woman is God, you better recheck yourself. Because this looked like a creature that is working more with the devil day by day. And these women do not even deserve to be put on the plane of deity before they reach the plane of just decency. Like a Coretta Scott King. Like a Betty Shabazz. Like Black Moses. Alright? There's a reason why Rosa Parks was a more effective person for the movement for the Montgomery bus boycott. They had somebody else that was used, but she got herself pregnant. They needed an upstanding woman. All right, let's elevate them. Let's elevate the black women that actually did something for the entire community, not just black women. Let's elevate those women. And we can't elevate them by deitizing this piece of garbage that we have coming up here that only seeks our destruction. You conscious black men. Now, when we find women that are in a vein of Rosa Parks, of Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott, all them women like that. When we find women of today that's in there, we elevate them above the garbage. Those are the ones that need to be elevated. The women that are actually doing something for the entire community. Shoot, any black woman that's in a committed relationship and that is going through something with a good black man needs to be elevated. One, for the choice of choosing a good black man and not a thug, and two, for sticking it out with that good black man. Alright, now what we have is old crumb snatchers that will seek to destroy and take the black man's money and funnel it out of the community to the Koreans and the Chinese and the Indians. That's why these women are only have a net worth of $5. Come on, conscious men. This is a warning. You cannot elevate trash to the status of deity. And if you're elevating trash to the status of deity, then what does that make Coretta Scott and all of them? What does that make Betty Shabazz and all of them? Shoot, Betty Shabazz stood by her man even though the house was being burned down, bombed. Oh, and by the conscious black people. The Nation of Islam killed Malcolm X, bombed his house, threatened his wife, threatened his household, threatened his children, because the man sought righteousness. Come on, black men. When will we stop destroying each other? When will we stop letting these pieces of trash take us down? If you want a hoe, it's best to get a white one. At least if she betrays you, you be like, well, she was white. You know, she wasn't my sister. She wasn't like me. So yes, I kind of expected that. It's sad when you have to expect your own to take you down. And that's what makes this worse. That's what makes black women worse. They say your mama's black. If you ask me, all the mamas that's been black have been destroying the black family since the 70s. So this is a warning to all the conscious brothers who want to elevate these women to deity. Don't do it. Stop doing it. We need to disregard these women and not have anything to do with them until they get their heads on straight and come back into the black camp. Because right now, they're working for the white man. And when I say white man, the whole structure under which we live in the United States is run by only one person. Not the white woman, the white man. Everything that caused all this confusion has been done by the white man. Remember, it says the Almighty is not the author of confusion. So they had no good intent to sow this kind of confusion. Hey, this is a warning. This is a warning. So, for us black conscious men, let me not say us. I'm conscious of a lot of things, but I don't join any movement. I make my own thoughts. I am a spiritual person that understands that it is a bad idea to elevate any human being to the status of deity, especially the black woman. So basically, I'm just keeping it real. The black woman ain't been on our side for the last 30, 40 years. And when we find the ones that are, we need to elevate them, not to deity, but they need to be elevated. We need to elevate them above the garbage. We cannot lump all black women in the same thing. It's because most are trash. I'm saying most. We need to elevate the ones that are going to do and mean us some good. The fact that you put all black women in the same category of deity is now causing your downfall. That black queen, that black god jump, it might get you in the sack, but after a while and by, they will strip you of your name, and they will strip you of whatever movement you're trying to do. I came to the conclusion that if you're going to have a movement, it's best to put it out in the open that you're not just going to settle for anything. Just be who you are. If you want some, get some. Say you got it, and say that it is what it is. But don't put yourself on the pedestal, and don't put these women on the pedestal, because they will bring you down. The Dr. Umar Johnson versus the conscious stripper. This is a warning for all black men that's trying to do something for the entire black community. Watch your back. See, we know to watch out for the white people, but the person that's been doing us the most damage has been the black woman. And everybody, really, black women, black men, really think about it. Every time a black woman has come up with something, who has it been for? Only black women. Every time black men come up with something, who has it been for? The entire black community. And we're talking about black men and black women that come up with something that they say is for black people. Look at what the black women come up with. It's exclusively for black women. And look at what the black men come up. They're generally trying to fix the community as a whole. Oh, and the women, they're not trying to fix the community. They're trying to do stuff to get black women more leverage. They're not interested in fixing community. They're interested in black women having more leverage, more money, and more of this for themselves. Not their family, not the man, but for themselves. They ain't doing crap for the community. You got Black Girls Rock. You got the Essence Festival. Alright. Even Rachel Dolezal. Her thing was to move black women ahead. In this, y'all got to understand that these women don't give a F about us. You have to understand. And when you find one that do, that's the woman that needs to be elevated. That's the woman that needs to be Queenship, maybe. Never deity. This is not our friend. In the video before, that is not our friend. These women don't give a damn about us. Most black women don't, but especially these. Now, is one thing that's, he found a woman that was a businesswoman, and then she put his thing all out there. All right, but then these are strippers, and strippers' jobs are to exploit money from men. And they want to exploit is because they made a bunch of bad decisions, and those bad decisions was based on the fact that they don't need no man. All right, but I find it funny is while you don't need no man, you want his money so that you can blow it off on all the fake weave, and give it to the Koreans and devastate the communities. Now, brothers, honestly, when you look at the video and you look at this picture, if you're raising girls, are you trying to tell me you want your girls to grow up to be this? And for you women out there, for you black women, so-called black women, down for the cause, the only cause that I find black women are down for is themselves. I have watched time after time, woman after woman destroy her house just so that she can have everything, or that she thinks she's going to get everything. I rarely know any black women that care about their children, much less the black man. All right, so I heard a guy say, well, if they want to strip it, that's the way they're going to get money. No, that's indicative of what's wrong with us as black people now, and as black men. Us as black men should not accept this BS. Let it be for what it is, entertainment, right? But when any woman gets into this, especially a black woman, when she go through this, use this as a form of making money, then the only thing she care about is get money and exploiting men. She don't care about herself. She don't care about her body. She don't care about any children she may have. I heard a sister say that there's a lot of women walking around with, I don't have any children, and that's because they killed them all at the abortion clinic. All right, brothers, my question to you is this. Are you trying to tell me that it is okay to pick a woman like this over women like these? Really? Now, mind you, some of these are movie stars, but even I made this point because back in the day, Cicely Tyson had class. She still does. Aged gracefully. We don't even have movie stars that have class like this. Lupe Nyong'o, okay, she got famous in 12 Years a Slave. But you have to admit, that's a beautiful looking black woman. And coming from Kenya, she came from somewhere to make herself something. The other two pictures is to show you that there are a lot of beautiful black women out there that wear their hair like black women. As you know, the Cicely Tyson Old Jet magazine, I don't know if a date is up here, but sisters used to look fine back in the day. They used to look like black women. They used to look like they were proud to be black women. These sisters today, not only are they not trying to be black women, but they will take down a brother in a minute to try to satisfy the black man. The white man. They'll take a brother down in a minute to satisfy the white man. The only thing that a stripper desires is your money. Now, I'm not bashing Dr. Omar for going to a strip club. But when you have an African conscious movement that's supposed to be built upon who we were spiritually and who we were as a just people, it is a hell of a signal to send to your followers that you would talk to a stripper. And understand this, we're not talking about a former stripper, we're talking about a current stripper. There's a difference. A former stripper, like, hey, I used this, had some hard times, was trying to get money the best way, but at the end of the day, I made something of myself. I used to do that. I don't do that no more. Or I met a good man, and I decided that as a good black woman, I didn't need to do that anymore, and I was going to support my man in other ways. All right, but current strippers don't give a damn about black men. They only want your money. I'm thinking that Dr. Omar is learning this the hard way. They, at the end of the day, when they get enough information to exploit you, that's exactly what they will do. And they will do it for nothing little than just a little attention. All right? So understand this. We cannot trade this in for trash strippers. And don't get it twisted. Brothers, beware. Anytime you make a black woman mad, she will try to destroy your life. If she can't kill you, she will try to put you in prison. If she can't put you in prison, she'll try to do it some other way. Come on, brothers, we know this. There's a lot of innocent brothers in prison behind making a black woman mad over some stuff that this black woman was doing wrong in the first place. Like the football player that just didn't want to have sex with a girl because she was trying to use him to get pregnant because she knew he was going to go to the NFL. But what she do? She filed fake rape charges on him. Got money from the school, got money from white people, destroyed 5 years of that. Actually, she destroyed his life because she killed his football career. And at the end of the day, what he got was, I'm sorry, she still got to keep most of the money, millions that people gave to her. Come on, these black women don't care about us. Now, there are some that do. Alright, these women are going to be hard to find. But when you have the stature and the platform that you have, Dr. Omar, or of a Dr. Omar, I'm pretty sure that better choices than stripper come your way. I've always said that the reason why we're in the mess that we're in is because of black women. And it's the choice of black women. That at the end of the day, the black woman chooses who she opens her legs up to. Period. So if there's a bunch of thugs and no good non-working men making all these babies, it's because the black woman chose it. Brothers, I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you keep getting outed by these strippers that are currently stripping, especially when you're saying that I am holier than thou and celibate and looking for a queen, these are queens, strippers are not. So when you say that, all right, be prepared to get outed. Now, I will say one last thing. I will not dispute any of the factual information that Dr. Omar put out. But the sad thing is that this sister kind of took him down as a public speaker. Facts are facts. But part of what pulled a lot of people in for him was the passion of his delivery. And that's what that woman killed. Him being able to go, another brother is going to be questioned now when he goes out to show the passion that he has for delivering such a message that needs to be delivered. But hopefully, more brothers can stand up in this place. Now, let me make something clear. The problem that Dr. Omar had was not that he was banging a stripper, but that he was full of hypocrisy. He said one thing about himself, and then the stripper exposed him for something else. I saw there's a guy on here by the name of Tommy Sotomayor, and um, there's a couple other guys. There's Polite, brother Polite. There's the Israelites. I like General Yohana personally, but all the brothers bring something to the table, right? But at the end of the day, brother Yohana, he sticks with his belief system. You know what it is? He's out on the street and he does it. Polite has 4 women. All right, but that's his belief system. He says it's his belief system. He stick with it, so that nobody can challenge that because he is who he is. Now, on a lot of things, I disagree with Polite on. Would like to debate him one day, you know. But on this, on how he lives and how he does his family, I am in full agreement. I want to debate him on some of the things he says, and some of the other Israelites too. So, well, they'll probably be able to figure stuff out as I put more videos out. But at the end of the day, y'all gotta, brothers, we gotta shape up, and we gotta watch these sisters. I ain't even talking to the sisters. Is because in most cases it's like talking to a brick wall. I'm talking to the brothers right now. We need to leave worthless women alone if we're trying to build a empire that's going to be of some worth. I can't stand Barack Obama as a president because he has done nothing for the black community. But I will say this, that he knew what he was doing as a man to pick Michelle Obama to be his wife. He didn't pick a stripper. If you want to be president, if you want to do something, if you want to build a community, you better pick the woman that has the stature of having the worth of being able to stand up for what you say you believe in and what you're trying to build. All right. Now, y'all can comment some more on this and subscribe, of course. And I'll holler at y'all later. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care. I know most black women are going to thumbs down because you can't say nothing to them. But to the brothers, we need to get our stuff together. All right. I'm out. Hey, real quick, let me take the time to thank many of you brothers that helped me to come back here again on this trip. And although it wasn't a lot, for the few brothers that did, it helped out a lot. Okay, but for the brothers that donated to my PayPal, to the brothers that donated to the Cash App, and I would not have
ever used the Cash App if it wasn't for some of the brothers that don't that instructed me on how to use it and asked me to use it so that they can donate. I would like to thank y'all very, very, very much. And I'm gonna make another video naming y'all. And I like to do this because some brothers don't want to be named. All right, because the government names will be used. All right. So my PayPal and Cash App link will be in the description box. But I just want to just a deeply heartfelt thank you to the brothers that are helping me to do what I am doing here in Brazil and in other places that I'm going to go to, like the Philippines and in Colombia. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Deep, heartfelt thanks. Thank you again.